Real estate has quietly created more millionaires and billionaires than almost any other industry in history. And the strange part? A building can make money every single month, rise in value year after year, and still legally appear unprofitable on paper. How? Because real estate doesn't operate by the same rules most people live by. Welcome to the rich club. Most people earn income through salaries or businesses, and taxes hit that income directly. But real estate works differently. Property owners can use something called depreciation, a system that allows buildings to appear as if they're losing value over time, even while the actual property price keeps rising. So imagine this. Tenants are paying rent. The mortgage is shrinking. The property value keeps increasing. Yet on paper, the owner may report very little taxable income. That's one reason wealthy people love real estate. But the real power begins with debt. For normal people, debt feels dangerous. In real estate, debt becomes leverage. Imagine two people each have $1 million. One buys stocks with cash. The other uses that money as down payments to control $5 million worth of property. Now, if the market rises 10%, the stock investor gains around $100,000. But the real estate investor benefits from appreciation on the full $5 million portfolio. That's the power of leverage. And banks willingly support it because real estate is backed by physical assets. The property produces income. The land usually appreciates. And tenants often help pay the loan itself. Then comes the next level. Refinancing. Instead of selling the property, investors often borrow against the increased value of the building. That matters because selling creates taxes. Borrowing usually does not. So wealthy investors can access cash while still keeping ownership of the asset. That system became one of the greatest wealth-building strategies in modern history. But here's the deeper question. Why does the system favor real estate so heavily? Because modern economies depend on property. Governments need housing. Banks need mortgages. Cities need property taxes. Construction companies need projects. Real estate keeps huge parts of the economy alive. That's why governments constantly create incentives around property ownership and development. And once you understand that, you realize wealthy investors are not just buying buildings. They're betting on human movement, where people will live, where businesses will grow, where infrastructure will expand, where demand will increase in the future. Because when enough people move into one area, the land underneath becomes extremely valuable. That's why location controls everything. Manhattan was once farmland. Dubai was mostly desert. Silicon Valley used to be orchards. The people came first. Then the land exploded in value. And this leads to one uncomfortable truth. People waiting for housing prices to permanently collapse are often betting against the entire system itself. Because banks, governments, pension funds, developers, and millions of homeowners all benefit when property values rise over time. That doesn't mean real estate can never crash. Markets still become irrational. But historically, the system keeps pushing in the same direction. Upward. Because too many powerful forces depend on it continuing to grow. And that's why real estate remains one of the most powerful wealth-building machines the world has ever seen. Alright, Luxor, that's a wrap for today. We'll see you back here next time.